A very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, IT engineers. If you have ever wondered to learn a logger that is used widely in production level, you are in the right video. So basically, what is a log? If you are in a JavaScript environment, any programming environment, Python, you know that log is essential for debugging and various things. Information, it gives us collective information to different target audience. For example, we as a developer sometimes something crashes in the production. That is quite normal. So from that log will help us to understand that. That is one type of log. It's debug level log. Second type of log is error log. Something crashes, your infra level something failed, your DB something failed, your query something failed. For understanding the issue, it is very helpful. Today we'll be learning one such logger. This is widely used in production. There are others as well. See, if you are a developer, you know that console.log, console.error is a way to print log in a JavaScript, right? So today we'll learn and understand about Winston, what makes this unique, and how it is different from the regular JavaScript logs. We'll understand in a way that is used in production. Controllers will apply. So there are certain things that in production print a specific type of log. In UAT print specific type of log. We'll be doing in real time. So let's learn together. So before going into depth, let me go to the SDK, which I've already opened. You can go to npm.js and search here for Winston. Okay, the first one which you will get is the SDK of today package. It's an open source, and you can see that it's widely used. Weekly download is about this much, and its version is 3.12. Basically, it gives lots of features. So what we'll be learning so that you'll get a confidence of how to implement in a production. I'll also share an example. We are about to implement this in production. Let's see. Let us understand how this is helpful. Okay. And before starting, let me show you one thing. We'll be implementing in the project. Show you it's any JavaScript project. We'll be taking this Node.js, nestjs as an example. There will be implementing environment specific. See, if you are having a dev level, then what type of log should print? If you are having UAT level environment, what type of log should it print? If you are having production level logger, what should it print? Some best practices we'll learn that is used in production. Dumping into a file we'll learn. Okay, please show me the error. In dev we can just go to the console, but in production level a file, how to push into a file, we'll learn that. Okay. So everything is handy for you. I'll show you. You need to just implement it, and I'll just make you realize how this is important and what benefit it gives using other than that console.log. Okay, so it's a regular JavaScript SDK package we are importing. There are some configuration we are type to do. Level. So what is a level? Some configuration is done over here. Now checking for an environment. If we come over here, we see we can set the format of the log, logging level. We'll come into D shortly. Streaming type of log. Sometimes it happens now that you constant streaming is done to and fro, it needs to check. So we'll be coming shortly into this. Okay, So let us go to our blog. I made a short blog that will help you understand it. You can go through it, but I'll just explain the one which is important to you so that you can learn fast way. So this is the official SDK which I've opened in the other tab. So what we'll be learning here is this thing, the first thing. Okay, so this is called a log level. I'll show you in a inspect first. Let's go over here. Hopefully I'm doing right. Console.log. Hello. So this is a log type log. Now if I write console.error, sorry, something went wrong. So this is error type log, right? This is a regular JavaScript. We use it and we know it also, right? What other type of console.info? This is also here. User equal to say hammer. So this is an info type of log. Okay, we have seen 2-3 types of log now. Info, error. Okay. Okay, it is here. So you can assign classify logs. Okay, one is of type error. You have seen it will show in something red. One something which is you know that error is something which is makes the code freeze and it will go off. You need to fix it to pass your code. Warning is something that you need to pay attention, but code still renders. Info is something that you want to print something. HTTP is something related to the web. URL you want to pass or show. Verbose. Now verbose is for the ops team, operation team. So suppose you have completed one project, hand it over to the ops guy. Now some information in production we need to print. They don't know, okay, login user is Amer, IP address is this much, some general information. So difference between verbose and debug is for the debugger. I mean, for us developer, we print something for a certain period of time, and obviously in production we never log debug type, right? This is for just for inspection. Okay, what is wrong, what is not wrong, or at the time of development. And there's another thing, something called silly. Maybe this is something we print to check it. Okay, so the idea is that whatever level in the configuration you set, that and above level will print. So if in debug you will print set to debug log level, then these will print in. If in UAT you print till info, log level is set to info, then info, warn and error will print. And suppose in production you print only warn and error, so these two guys will print. Okay, I think that's all for the start. Now we'll be going into we have learned enough, understood enough to start understanding the code. We'll implement it now. So I'll show you from the code perspective. That will be easier, helpful and fast. Okay, it can be any project. This is dedicated for the JavaScript. It can be TypeScript as well. I'm doing in TypeScript. So wherever your code is, okay, source, the root level of your file, there we need to create a file called logger. Okay, so I'll show you one thing first. This is the entry file, main dot something. So previously we used to write like this. I will comment it. Console.log and this is just a random information. I'll copy the port, general information, and save. And I have to do one more thing. I have to go to package.json. Here I need to set my environment is dev. I will kill the terminal. Now this is a regular log expression which this is a JavaScript log, right? We are writing in this guy, nodejs, nestjs. Now what we are trying to do, I'll just tell you the way that it is used in production. It's a best practice and you should follow it, okay? Some changes is dependent on the company, your organization, but the best practice is this. Create a folder called logger wherever the root folder is. So for us, this is source. All the component goes here, authentication, task, any other feature group, folder grows. In the root level, we create a folder called logger. Inside logger, we have created one file called index. Okay. So for you, it is just need to reuse it. But let us understand what we are trying to do. Created a variable called null, and now we set the environment. If process.environment. Now in your project, so this is totally dependent. Some send the environment through pipeline, release pipeline. Some send through, see, this is nodejs .env package. The shortest method that I can show you for this now is go to the package.json. Wherever your start file is there, okay, they are just before your start, just append this line node_env dev. If I'll read, it will understand it's a dev environment. If I'll UAT, it will understand it's a UAT environment. Production for the prod environment. Okay, so it is set to dev now. So we'll be taking a dev environment. We'll be using three things. Okay, dev environment, UAT environment, and production environment. Now suppose if your company is having more environments, for example, these are the standard three. For example, staging or go live or some other FUT. So you can put accordingly. So this is the lowest environment, this is the one top environment, this is the live environment, that is production. So basically what we have to do now, based on the number of environment, we have to create a file. See, this is for isolate for dev configuration, UAT configuration, production configuration. We have imported that, and over here we rendered this file. For example, dev logger. I'll go over here. So what we have to do, you need to just, for you it's just Control+C, Control+V for reusing it because it is already set. Okay, but what we are trying to do, create logger, format, transport. Transport is something which Winston provide, that how you want to use. You want to print in the terminal, you want to dump into a file, many other facilities are there. Okay, so this is the place where we are writing the configuration. So what is the configuration level? Okay, so in dev we have set to debug level. So what is a debug level? As we know now that in debug, where is that? So if you give debug level, then debug and all the above will print: verbose, http, info, warn, error. Good for development environment. So this is the format. Now it will print. Now in dev I like to give a colorize. So when we'll print, we'll see that colorize will come. We have some, what do you say, Postman endpoint. You will see the real-time logs also. All right, for that, now the second environment, UAT is the just one level up than dev. It business user sees it. So here we have given, so here we have done two things. Okay, one is print in the terminal, which is console. Other is print in the file error. For printing in the error file, what we have given, only print error level, log level error, and the other one we have not given, that will print info. By info you mean info, warn, and error. So easier to check, we'll be getting on running the file, we'll be seeing in error, only error will be coming. So this one is from previous one. In combined, all other will come. Okay, I think that's it. We should give a try. So configuration is this much. We create a folder. Firstly, we install Winston. We can install it using this command, npm install Winston, yarn add Winston. Once it is added, you need to create a folder called logger, then index. You need to reuse this code, and based on your environment, you have to create the file. Okay. So in UAT, so the difference what is over here is we can now give the different type of combinations over here. I want dev.log to be colored. Now how log will print? See, this is my style or standard. It should print, give the timestamp, label. What is a label? It will just give us the environment name. Gets dev level. Level means what type of it. Is it error? It is info. What type of info it is? Yeah, that's all. Now let us hit it. So configuration part we have understood how to configure. Now how to use it. Okay. So this is a regular nodejs console.log JavaScript log. Now what I'm trying to show you, see over here. I'll go to my page. Now I'll remove this. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll just uncomment it. Nothing to do. We have created this logger. Inside this index is here. So we have imported this logger, import logger from this. The only thing we have to do here is use it like regular. I'll type it logger dot info is here, one is here, error is here, silly is here. So this is all coming from this Winston package. Okay. Cool. Now I need to show you. Just I'm going to the stuff which is important, which is required. Okay. So I have printed all the style. Okay. Info, one, error, debug, silly. So this is just a standard, not a standard. What I'm trying to show you is I'm printing everything. Now let me kill it. We know it's a dev environment because I've set here to dev. Let me print it. Let me delete these two files also. Okay. As I've already run earlier, it is here. Node environment dev. Cool. So we see that info prints with colorize. This colorize is coming from this guy. We've set here colorize. For production, we have not given that standard because it's not a good practice. Is sure that production should be plain text without any color. Okay. Now let us try to understand this. So if you think like if you are working in a very complex project, suppose any orchestrator, everything, some service goes wrong, this will be very easy to read. Okay. First is the timestamp, then is the environment. Okay, this is dev, it's an info, it's a warn, it's an error, it's a debug type. Here I've written to something, just a port number is running. You'll see the real life example as well. Let me show you now. So this is my Postman and I'm going to create a task. So for this a basic sign in is required. I've done one sign in. I've copied this token. You go over here, paste this token. So this is basic log is written, it's send. So what will send? This is Bobby's second task only. So task of Bobby is coming. Okay, let us go over here. You will see one info is here, user Bobby retrieving all tasks, filter open. Let me log in with my name. I have one for me also. Just to make sure that who is login is printed. I got my, I've actually signed up from here. It goes to the database. this guy, and here all the information goes. I've logged in with the Amer user now. Okay, what happened? It is previous one. I've already logged in. I'm copy pasting this. So here I'll see all my tasks. This is the Amer task only. Let us go to the log. User Amer retrieving all tasks, status open. So it is coming from the task controller. So let us go to the task controller. So I mean, you can print anywhere, right? So now over here, so idea is first we import a logger like we did in the main statement. Next, so this is a class. Okay, so what we did, private logger barabar private logger equal to this assigned to that logger. Now we use like regular class, this dot logger dot info. So it's a info, then print like info get task. You can do now, you can use log like we use anywhere in the JavaScript. Suppose in this one also, get task in the service I have printed somewhere. One error is also I have printed. Okay, print the error. Somewhere I have printed up this one. This dot logger, one try catch is here. So I'll purposely try to reproduce the error. A query is written, and what I'll do is I'll just try to make this like this, not available. Actually this this column is not there in database, only status is there, right? We have seen status is there. So I'm trying to fetch something which is not there. Now I'll hit this again. Okay, I should get something went wrong. Achha, I need to restart. So this is dev. Here we have instructed nothing to print in the file, just to console.log. Okay, you should throw error. We are getting internal server error, and we are getting a type error. So these are the dummy one which we have printed from main, but this is actual case. Okay, failed to get the task for user Amer. Nothing but what we have printed over here. Okay, and we were getting this message. What is the root cause? We have thrown in this stack. Failed to get this message, and over here. So what is the error? Obviously the error is this one. Somewhere it is written not available. Column, this is does not exist, right? This is the error. So what is the idea? We have printed dev. So why it is used so much in production? And see, now I am working in one of the cloud service. Okay, where what happens, we are using orchestrator, we are using multiple of microservices are there. Now for printing, so one is going into Azure orchestrator, one is going into other webhooks. So every time we print log over there, two things. Firstly, we should for dev environment it's good to print all type of log, but in UAT I think info should be enough. Info one error should be enough. Business user can know, okay, this is the issue, this is not the issue. I mean this too. And in production we should print only the error or one, or based on your requirement of the application. So see, in production we have set to level as one, so it will print one and above, one and error. So in UAT we have set info, so it will print info and above. And in dev obviously we print to debug, so debug and enough. So we have seen in dev, you note over here, see everything was printing in dev. So now what I was trying to say, This is one thing, how much you should restrict the information, how much should user should know. And second thing is logs are chargeable also. If you're using Azure cloud or AWS cloud, so over there printing logs or seeing it in app insights, sometimes if you're heavily using these services, they're paid service. Okay, app insights in Microsoft Azure. So to control, now you want to control it, either you give the flag or do something, but to we can restrict by using this. Okay, no, in production we need only error and warn. Suppose daily 500 logs comes, these are chargeable. This we'll realize because eventually when your bill will be increased, like in one of the project which we are working, $500,000 bill came, and we are trying to optimize this in various ways it is possible. Okay, so this is helpful in production, so that now what they are saying, they need reduce the number of logs by using certain production standard. So this is helpful. That time mentioned, okay, in prod not everything is required, print only error or error and warn. We have seen now. Okay, now next thing what I'll do, what we'll learn is understand is no, nothing, we'll just test it out. We go to package.json, and how you know which one we are trying to implement, because if you go to index, we have seen for dev configuration for UAT environment, we set to UAT. Let me clear this. You will see that in UAT limited number of logs will print. Okay, we now see that we are in UAT environment, and here we see only info, warn, error. All other have gone. Let me show you main. So here we were printing so many info, warn, errors, debug, silly. So here only this three is printing, which is our UAT configuration. And beautifully it is showing timestamp. It has printed this date, this time, the regular C++ format, the environment we are seeing. In UAT and prod, what additional thing what we did was dumping into a file. So if we come over here, we see that error is showing here. So in error only error will print through, because in logger we have written level error, and another file called combine will also be printed, but over here we'll be seeing all everything till info, whatever the config is set till this level. Okay, so let me, you got it right. Now the last piece, let me try to do in production. You see it came very nicely. Okay, now let me delete it. I'll delete it because it will append it next time. Okay, the other log, that's a good practice only. Now I'll just quickly change into production. So in production we don't colorize, so it is up. We see it's a regular. Now if you try to, if you go in combined, you'll see only warn and error. Okay, in error you will see error, but when you try to again hit this, okay, we were trying to get this now. Hopefully we have changed that error. Get service, task service. We have removed this. Let us this. We have to restart again. See, this time error came, and same way we are in prod environment, error is coming from task service. We can see over here failed to give, and that same error came. This was because we did not clear the cache. Restart the server. I'm again restarting it. Means green case when everything is working fine. What I'm trying to show you is that we have, earlier we were seeing a log were printing, this time we'll not see any that log. So in production we have set to only warn and error, like this time error came, then only it printed, otherwise it will not. So if we go to our this guy combined, that error printed that time. And in error, only error, how much time error will come. So number of time I'll run, it will append over here. So lots of configuration over here. I think the more we'll use it, the more we'll understand. So transport, if you go to the transport, we have we can choose into a file, we can do a log, so many ways we can do it. Yeah, that's all for this video. I hope you understood the message. So Winston is a popular logger with JavaScript. You can use it with any front-end React, Node, Nest, whatever the framework you are using, ideal for production. The important thing to remember over here is we can, with regular JavaScript, we can always praise this, right? Printing in console.log. But here we can quickly dump into any file. See, in Dev we didn't require heavy logic is required to print into a file. Also controlling becomes easier. Okay, next time you want to just change, no, something we want to see more in production, then I'll quickly come here, and suppose I'm a developer, I will change this to debug now, save it. Is what I'm trying to show is that I've just changed the configuration. Okay, now we see everything, info, one, error, debug. Till debug we are seeing. No, I want to see till silly configuration, which is the lowest configuration. Now we see all the everything till here. So quickly we can see, debug it, restrict the log, and yeah, that's it. Alright guys, that's all for this video. I hope you have learned something new. Please like, share and subscribe it. Thank you.